the Streets of Success podcast with Frank, Jalil, and we got a special guest, Russ, in the building.
What's up, y'all?
Russ, how you feeling?
I'm feeling wonderful, man. I can't complain at all.
We appreciate you coming. So, quick backstory. I'm scrolling on Instagram. I come across this guy doing Superman pull-ups on my page. It might have been Explore page even. And then I seen some photos and all flip through, and it looks like you were incarcerated. It was, white beater on, Browns on. So I said, this guy did some time. So I go to your page, and I see, a bunch of content, bunch of followers, and then I see you're also a personal trainer. So I was like, man, he was in prison, came home, looks like he's doing good, successful. I'm going to reach out, just do a shot in the, just do a shot out there to see if you would get on a podcast. And, you graced us with coming on today. Appreciate that, man.
No doubt.
All right. So typically we start off like where you came from, where you from, and all the way up to the point that you at now in life. Mm-hmm. So where you from?
I'm from South Philly.
South Philly?
Yes, sir.
All right. Born and raised, the P.
Born and raised, the P.
All right.
Yeah.
How was it coming up in South Philly for you?
It was wonderful, man. Just on the simple fact that, my family, what I mean? I got a well-known family. I got a great family. So I grew up with, literally like no problems, well-known, good kid, no problem. That's it.
How was your household, though? Was it just you, brothers, sisters?
So, yeah, it was my mom and my siblings. My father, he was, he passed away before I was born. So, like a couple months before I was born, he died in January. I was born in March.
Okay.
Damn, sorry to hear that, too.
Yeah. So how was schooling and all for you? Like, were you good in school? Did you, academically, were you an athlete?
I was a 4.0 kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't really too much of an athlete. I was really good at anything I did, though, but flat out 4.0s in school, very studious.
What schools did you go to?
I went to Smith, Barrett. My mom took me out of Barrett, put me in Shawswood for like a year. Then I graduated from Pears. From Pears, I went to Bach. Then from Bach, I got booked and went to Summit Academy.
Well, Bach out west, right?
Bach on 9th from Mifflin.
Oh, yeah? I always
It's a
thought Bach was
vocational
in
school.
west. I'm tripping.
So you had Dobbins and you had Bach. They was the two vocational schools throughout the whole city.
Okay. How was Bach, though? Did that influence you to start getting in trouble? Or
No.
was it at home?
So this the thing, like, I come up under a family of entrepreneurs. Rather if we had a store. But, truth be told, it's a family of hustlers. So naturally, that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I started getting into.
Okay.
So at 12 years old, I'm out there, selling weed, doing things I ain't got no business doing.
Oh, dang, you started at 12. So that's
12.
that's even before high school, right?
Yeah, we talking about 1998.
Dang. So how did you go about that? Like, yo, I'm about to go to somebody and grab some weed, or like how did
It was around.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you at 12 years old, you probably didn't have no plans. You probably just said, I wanted to put some money in my pocket, right?
Yeah, I kind of grew up having what I wanted. And I wanted to be the one that gave it to myself. You know what I'm saying? My grandpa made sure I had everything I needed.
Okay.
From the latest Jordans, I ain't miss a pair of Jordans at all. You know what I'm saying? This one Guess jeans with pencil pockets and polo shirts was in.
Yeah.
So,
He still wear them Jones stuff.
Yeah. I ain't lack for real in things, but I wanted to be the one. Most people, they come up spoil you, and they, it cripple them in the long run.
Yeah.
For me, it was just like, all right, I want to be able to do whatever I need to do on my own.
Okay.
Well, do you think it's because you were used to having what you wanted, and with that, you ensured, like, I'm going to make my own way?
No, I just wanted to be grown, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how kids is, just not understanding the responsibilities of an adult, or just basically just being on a tip like, just wanting to do things and grow up faster than they supposed to.
And probably not understanding the consequences that came with it either.
Didn't understand them at all. I mean, I knew of them, but, everybody think that, and I never get caught. So, that's how I go.
So, 12 years old, you started hustling. When was, like, your first case?
16
years old?
2001.
2001.
2002.
2002.
Yeah.
Juvenile case, obviously. What youth study center? How did that go?
So I didn't go to the youth study center until 2003.
Okay.
I was only in there for like 3 days or something like that. And That's how that went. Because they basically brung me in there like a sanction. Like, you going to do the weekend in the youth study center, whatever. They sent me back home.
Okay. So how long did that last, you said? That's
What,
the, like, was it months when you finally went to Slayton Farms, you said, right?
No, I went to Summit Academy.
Oh, you went to Summit Academy.
Right.
And how long did that last? Summit?
9 months.
9 months, and that was for selling weed too?
No, I had a court case by that time.
Oh, you graduated from
You want
Dang.
to call it a graduation?
Yeah, not graduation, but man, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it happens so fast that we don't realize that. I say graduating because, again, we don't realize the consequences of what we getting ourselves into.
Right.
We be like, you just went from weed to coke. Like, how did that transpire? Was the weed wasn't making enough for you, or?
Nah, it was more so of convenience. So it was like, all right, the weed was great at first, and then the dirt came through.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just was just exploring to see where I was at or where I can go.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Dang. So you said you did 9 months. After you did your 9-month stint in Summit Academy, like, did you tell yourself, was there ever a point you like, yo, I'm done with the streets, or you think that turned you up like more, like, man, I did that little 9 months, I can jump back into the streets? Like, how did that go for you?
I'm gonna say it like this. All right, so in the midst of when I first got up there, it's super foreign. I'm like, yo, I ain't never getting out.
Right.
I thought 9 months was like life. So at the time, it was like, all right, when I get home, I'm chilling. Came home on a home pass, seeing how it was. Cool. One more home pass, again, cool. But when I got back home, I was on the tip like, all right, I'm gonna try to get a job. I actually tried.
Right.
How old were you at this time now?
I was 18 when I came
18,
home.
okay.
So I did 9 months from 17, came home 18. Tried to get a job. I think I only really tried one time, to be honest with you. I ain't really give myself a whole fair shot. So that ain't work out. Turned up from there. You know what I mean? So it was just like, all right, ain't nobody gonna hire me. Cool.
Right.
Just went back to what it was comfortability thing. I wouldn't have probably I never had a job in my life. So I would have never been comfortable probably working for somebody.
Right. So how was it? How long did that last? When you said F the job, I'm back in the streets.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, I was probably home for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks. Now you getting charged as an adult.
Oh, no. I didn't get locked up in 2 weeks. I thought you were saying the
Trying
time
to get a
span
job for a
between,
job.
just trying to walk a straight line.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
like afterwards, like how long did it last for you? You're running the
get
streets.
another-
I was home for
after that?
18 months.
18 months?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you wound up getting locked up for the same thing again?
No, it's a complicated story. Basically, I got locked up for an aggravated assault / burglary.
Okay.
Somebody owed me money, went to go collect it. They told me, yo, come around here this day, I got you. Boom. When I get there, they had a big pair of scissors, like the butcher scissors. Like,
Wow.
so when they came down to the door, like they was hiding their hands. I'm like, damn, what's up? Like, you told me to come. Cool. I wasn't on nothing. They try to slam the door in my face. When they try to slam the door, I block it with my arm. The scissors came from behind him. I hit him. Boom. And I stood there for a minute. And I'm like, yo, we ain't even had to go through this. You know what I mean? Just I ain't on nothing. Like, just chill out. And that's how I wound up going. That's how I did the 9 years. Because it happened in the doorway. That's why they called it a burglary, because I blocked my arm
From
you know what
shutting
I'm
the
saying,
door.
from shutting the door. So they called that a burglary, and that's how that went down.
Wow. So he called you to his house to
Yeah.
come there to collect your
Lie to you
money.
not.
And then
That's exactly how that
crazy,
went
man.
down.
And you couldn't get no self-defense on that
Nah.
because he had a
he was in
weapon?
his house too.
And I wasn't in the house. It was in the doorway. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I never went inside of the house. I was directly like on the step or whatever right here, and he right here. So he on the other side of his door. You know what I mean? And his house, the way it was set up, it was like the way he went into his house was like it was a weird setup. But at the end of the day, that's what happened.
So you get trialed as an adult. This is your first adult case.
Yeah.
So what's going through your mind, right? Like, you know what the situation that happened. Do you know what you're about to face, like at all? Like, what they charge you with?
Aggravated assault, burglary, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever related charges come with
Yeah,
them.
simple assault, possession of instrument of crime, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So now you're sitting in the county fighting it.
So it ain't happen like that.
Okay.
I went on a run. I was on a run for 3 months.
Okay.
I just happened to be like driving past or about to go to my house, and I'm driving up the street. I see all these cop cars. So I just drove right past. Boom. I knew I was on a run from there. I wound up getting booked like 3 months later in a high-speed chase. So I went on a high-speed chase from South Philly all the way up to City Line Avenue. They had a roadblock set up. Boom, they had the helicopter following me. And I tried to ram through that, and that was that. You know what I mean?
Was there more charges on?
Yeah, it was more
Yeah.
charges, yeah.
Dang, what, attempt on the officer or something?
Nah, they didn't call it because it wasn't on an officer. Like, I tried to ram through some random cars because the roadblock that they had set up.
Okay,
So I tried to get through them.
okay.
Then the cops came up, bust the window, pulled me out of the car.
But that was still additional charges on top
Yeah,
of what you
for
were
sure.
facing.
Dang. So how did that go? Did you wind up going to trial or pleading out?
I went to trial.
You went to trial
Yeah.
and lost? What
Yep.
jury head up with the judge?
Jury.
Jury? Wow. And then what did you get? Did you get the max? Well,
Nine
you
to
said you got
19.
9, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was 19 when I got locked up. Got a 9 to 19.
What was your thought process though when you wanted to fight this case? Like, did you feel like you were innocent? Did you have family supporting you, telling you to fight the case? And what type of deals were they offering you?
So I felt like I was innocent of why I did it, but I wasn't innocent because I was in the streets. I was doing everything I ain't had no business doing. I think that my mindset was, all right, I'm gonna beat it, and I'm gonna go back home and do whatever I'm gonna do. But
You really thought you were going to beat it?
yeah, I was confident. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't think that. I was thinking like, all right, well, they did this to themselves. Like, so I didn't really take full accountability either.
Man.
Like, I felt like I was gonna get stabbed too. So I don't know. It was strange.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 19. I'm a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So in my head, it's just like whatever happens.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it.
Did you state that he called you there and he pulled out like you had to get on the
Yeah.
stand? You had
No,
to,
I never got on the stand, but all of that stuff was, it was talked about.
yeah.
Yeah. Like it was
Did you think
documented in court record.
they came to every court date? Did you think like they weren't going to come to court
No,
they
they
were guilty
didn't
too?
come at first. They didn't come. They gave him They gave me a fourth must be tried,
Dang,
and it came on the fourth time.
Dang.
Take it through
And it's
that? I
only
thought it
supposed to
was
be
3.
3, right?
Yeah, and I forgot my lawyer name at the time. Can't remember his name.
A 4th must be tried.
Mm-hmm.
That's wicked.
And who knows if it would have been a 5th if it didn't come that time.
Seriously. That's wicked. I'm not even surprised, though. That don't surprise me.
Yeah, so that's how that went down.
So you got found guilty, and then you had to come back for sentencing, right?
Yeah.
So now, what are you thinking about when you're? Because I know when I got found guilty, I went head up with the judge. But now because you hear jailhouse lawyers all the time. Oh, you're gonna get a 5 to 10. They might only give you this. Were you prepared for anything?
You cool? This your first adult case. You ain't gonna get that much.
Yeah, that's exactly
you know how
what
they
was
be.
going on. That's how it went. You know what I mean? And I thought 5 to 10 was the worst. But the burglary, that's what tipped it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that they found me guilty of a burglary because it was in the doorway of the house. It was like, that's where the time came in.
It's
from.
like you planned on doing this because you're planning on breaking the law. If you plan on breaking in there,
Right. No, they ain't really look at it like I was breaking in it. They looked at it like this is how it happened and this is where it happened.
Technically.
And that's guideline.
technically,
for law.
yeah.
Yeah, so they never was saying, I tried to break into his house, but they was just saying that it happened like that, like
Yeah.
how it happened.
All right, so you get the 9.5 to 19 now. what's going through your mind during your time? Are you thinking like, I'm done with the streets, it's a wrap? You mean that was your whole?
Immediately, or did it take some time, years, or to get into that mindset of like, I'm done with the streets?
From the rip, I feel like I always been a person with a good head on my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, all right, well, this ain't gonna work, cause what am I doing? Like, I'm a teenager, or I'm just turning 20, and I got to spend all of my 20s in jail.
Right.
So in my head, I'm like, yeah, now it genuinely, it was a blessing. It was a gift that happened inside of my incarceration, because then I truly got to learn who I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we know ourselves, but as a kid, how much do you really know yourself?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, now I'm really gonna take this time and invest in who am I? Like, what I want to do? Like, what am I good at? I thought I was just good at whatever I was doing.
Right.
Come to find out, it's like, damn, I'm really good at this, and I never tried this until this. You know what I mean?
You were in a box before. You were good at whatever you did, but you only did a limited number of things.
Right.
You know, when it comes to the streets or whatever. So that, you know, sitting down with that much time, you really get a idea, like you said, of who you are, but you don't get that much time to reflect. You're like, as we're out here on the streets with all these distractions, our minds are going on to the next thing. We got a to-do list, we got a task, we got a job, we got people calling us. Yeah, responsibilities. In there, it's like you can really sit in solitude and confine with yourself and really do some internal work. And it seems like that's what you were doing in there.
That's exactly what I did. I really took that time out to figure out, damn, like, who am I, what I want to do, what do I really like, you know what I'm saying? But I knew I wasn't coming home and trying to jump back into anything that had something to do with criminal activity.
Was that your, did you come home on your minimum?
I came home exactly on my minimum. It's so crazy, right? Because when I went in there, they said everything to me that I thought I was going to say to them. So when I got into the parole joint, I got like 8 certificates. I got certified in like 8 different things. I just got my whole business plan out. You know what I mean? And I ain't even open it. They sat there and they was like, yeah, man, you know, you came in here, you was young. You accomplished this, you accomplished that, you stayed out of trouble, you did X, Y, Z, So, you know what I mean? Just tell me you ain't gonna get in trouble again.
Right.
That's what the parole people said to me on my first time ever seeing them. And you know how you get stories about how parole gonna be, you know what I'm saying? And I looked at it like, this is what made me see that parole is really like a fingerprint. Everybody's situation with parole is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So did you have any write-ups or any encounterments in there when you were there?
I had one write-up. Yeah. And it didn't even go to, it didn't even like, I didn't even get a sanction for it. Like, I ain't go to the whole, they just put me on cell restriction.
Okay.
Because it was a bogus write-up. It was in the kitchen. I was sitting on the counter.
Okay. Dang.
The whole 9 years, you only got one write-up. That's good.
Yeah.
I didn't get no write-ups in my whole bid.
Yeah.
I didn't want no I didn't want to see them and have them give them any reason to try to deny me.
Yeah.
So what did your days look like in there? I'm sure working out. Was you reading and stuff? You say you got 8 certificates, so you're participating in programs, voluntary programs.
Yeah. So when I first got to the jail that I was at, I was up Forest. I knew people like my cousin, a couple people from around my way. They like, yo, come to D Block or come whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sign up for the kitchen. So they had me sign up for the kitchen. Then they all got fired or just started leaving the kitchen like a month later. So I'm like, oh, I'm out of here. I ain't got time for this. I don't. So what I started doing is I said, instead of me working, I'm just gonna take trades the whole time I'm here, and I'm gonna take as many as I can.
Right.
And that's what I did. So I took trades. First joint I took was auto mechanic. From auto mechanic, computer aid drafting, which is drawing up blueprints. From there, I did I did roofing, I did siding, I did everything that I could think of. I can't think of all the certificates that I got right now, but I just started doing all that. Did they
pay you for school there?
Yeah,
What
they pay
paying you
like
for
a
school?
quarter a day or
Yeah.
something, 250 cents, something like that.
Yeah, 25
But-
cents a day,
Yeah,
too, for
25
anybody
cents a day.
listening.
That's what you gonna get.
Yeah,
You don't want to get no job right now for $20. Go ahead, you gonna work for 25 cents.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And the thing is, the reality is though, I didn't do it for the pay. I did it for I wanted the skill.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. What was the plan coming home, and how was it when you came home? Like, was it like a culture shock? Like, dang, everything changed. Like, what I'm gonna do? Did you plan on working when you came home? Like, what was the plan? What was your goals and stuff when you first got let out those gates?
Man, listen. All right, so first time I left, boom, I wound up leaving from Pine Grove.
Okay.
Came home, like I said, 9 years on the dot. Left from Pine Grove. I never seen an Instagram picture. I never seen a Facebook. I never seen nothing social media. Never ever saw it before until 2015, right? So my man, like, you know, my best friend, he come and get me. Him, my brother, and my cousin. They come and grab me. Boom. They took a picture. It went crazy on the ground, right? So I'm like, damn. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what's this? Like, I heard of it, but I'm just checking it out for the first time now. So my thing is, I wanted to do clothes. So
Right.
as soon as I seen that, I said, yo, that's the best promotional platform I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. So I had a clothing line at the time,
Okay.
and I was making beats.
What was the name of your clothing line?
Aura.
Aura?
Acting upon reality accurately. You know, that
Okay.
was just what I came up with. I made that joint in like 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, that's tough.
First joint I had was called Barnes and Barber. It was me, and y'all probably seen him on there, his Youth 215, Amir.
Nah, I'm not familiar.
Well,
with it.
his last name, boom, we connected our last names and made the first clothing line that we made that collectively.
Okay.
And then, you know, he wound up going off to another block or whatever happened with that. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to be able to still hold it down for me. Boom. So I made that joint, started making beats. I bought a keyboard.
Okay.
2011, started making beats. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. You know, training was never a thing for me. I'm like, that never even crossed my mind. Even though I was leading the whole yard. I lead the whole yard in workouts.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's so many people that still write me to this day, like, yo, bro, like you. Yeah. But I never thought I was gonna be a trainer. It never crossed my mind. Like, and people might say it to me, but I was like, that ain't really what I want to do.
Right.
Even though I loved working out, but I loved it for me.
All right, so you home now. You making beats, you selling clothes, you figuring out what Instagram is. How long were you home for this time? Because you stumbled upon an incident that you basically didn't even have anything to do with. How long were you home now from that time? From you getting let out from doing the 9.5 to the next time your man got into trouble?
I came home 2015, January 18th.
Okay.
I got back locked up September 2nd, 2015. So I was home for 7.5 months.
7.5 months.
After 9 years.
All right. So what led up to that arrest 7.5 months later?
I mean, I didn't do nothing particularly that led up to it. Basically, I was home, I was training. So I started one of my clothing lines. I had to get rid of the actual one that I had because somebody had that already, the name.
Okay.
So I started something called Carbon Copy. When I came home, everybody was like, damn, I'm trying to get like you, talking about in shape. So I said, damn, that'll be the perfect name for a fitness line called Carbon Copy.
Right.
So I named it that, boom, and this is how I got into training because I was like, yo, when I first made my first couple t-shirts, I was in the gym, boom, and I'm like, yeah, I'm training too. That's what I put on the drain. I was really joking. I just was trying to sell shirts.
Right.
So all these people started DMing me. Boom. So that's what led up to me start training people. And it was picking up kind of fast. You know what I mean? And I'm riding down the street one day. The undercovers get behind me.
Yeah.
I see it's them. Boom. At first, I'm not paranoid, but I'm paranoid because, you know.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, it's like if the cops get behind me right now, I'm going to still be like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know I ain't doing nothing illegal, but at the end of the day, it's just a thing. So when they got behind me, I realized how much they was on my bumper. So I spin off. Boom. They spin with me. Spin off again. They spin with me. By the time I got to the next block, I got swarmed. So still, I'm not really on no tip like I'm about to go to jail. Because mind you, I know that I'm not doing nothing I ain't got no business doing. Boom. They pulled me out the car, put me in another car.
Yeah.
They searched my car. They ain't find nothing. Got and just drove. So the car that I'm in, they following my car.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on. They stopped. Boom. Once they stopped, they like, yeah, that's your house. You was selling drugs and guns out of. I said I never even walked on a pavement over there before. So they was like, well, you ain't got nothing to worry about then. You know what I mean? They kicked the door in. They found an AK, 2 handguns, some coke, some dope, or whatever else they found.
Yeah.
And it was somebody that was in there already. Boom. So they pull him out. He point upstairs. They push him back in there.
Yeah.
So I'm just lost. Now, they bring him back out, put him in the paddy wagon. Put me in the paddy wagon with him. So he telling me everything they found in there. So I'm like, damn. Whole time, I don't know, they trying to make us co-defendants. So when we get to the police station, they was like, yeah, they co-defendants, so they got the same charges. And I'm like, we looked at each other and we like, yo, we never met before. We never saw each other before.
Yeah.
But that's how that happened.
What feeling was going through your body knowing that you about to do, or not about to do, but you got arrested for a case that you didn't have anything to do with?
Listen, that was the most unrealistic moment in my life. I lie to you not, man, because I had got married. I had a son on the way. You know what I'm saying? We just found out 2 weeks prior to that I'm about to have a kid, my first kid. So when that happened, man, that was the most devastating. That was probably the most devastating moment of my life, man, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Oh man, I don't know where my mind would have been at just going through that whole situation. It's like, and then their favorite line is, "Yeah, we know you ain't do it." That's what they all say.
Yeah.
So now you got to get ready to fight this case that you didn't do. Do you go to the county or you go back upstate and wait to go back to the county? How's that work?
So I fought the case from the county. They wasn't like my bail was like $250. So they ain't bail me. They just kept me in the county to fight the case the whole time. This the time where they just start making people's situations longer than what they supposed to be. Because I sat in that county for 20 months before I even got into the trial. Just off the drug, because they threw all the stuff that was in the house out. They threw it out in preliminary. They couldn't prove nothing that I was ever in the house.
Yeah.
So they had to throw everything out that was in the house. They threw it out on me and him. Only thing they charged me with making sales. Now, the boy that I was locked up with, he told me, yeah, you on the boy, y'all look similar, y'all both got glasses in the beard, and y'all both kind of drive the same car.
Damn.
So he was like, yeah, they really looking for, like, they think you my man.
Damn.
So 20 months fighting a case that you didn't do.
Yeah.
It's insane. And then how did it pan out?
So, I got a hung jury. Boom. I got a hung jury on my son's first birthday. So 2 weeks go by after the hung jury. They try and push my court date out again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, look, I told my lawyer, I said, look, man, just see if you can get me a 1 or 2. I basically got that in.
Yeah.
He went down there. He got me a 1 or 2. Took that 1 or 2 and went back upstate, thinking that my hit wasn't going to be nothing. So instead, they hit me with a 3-year joint.
3-year hit?
Yeah, I maxed out the 1 or 2 before I even seen the parole board. I didn't see them until like February. So my 2 years came up September 2nd of 2017. I didn't see them until like the 7th or something of September of 2017. So I was already maxed out on that sentence that I got up front.
Yeah.
So when I seen a board, they gave me a 3-year hit on top of that.
Starting then or starting when you got arrested?
Say that again?
The 3-year hit was starting right then when you seen him or from when you got arrested 20 months ago?
No,
when
from
he
there.
seen him. Yeah.
So you got 5 years additionally.
Yeah. And they push my
Max back.
my max back 2.5 years. So the time that I sat in the county, they didn't count none of that.
The 20 months you said.
The 20 months, they put that on the back end.
What?
Yeah, so it's like they paused your case, paused when that happened, and then they restarted it once you got your new hit.
Yep.
Wow.
So you did 3
Because
years.
they called that street time.
Where you regret taking the deal, huh?
So the 7, I don't regret nothing that happened. So the 7 months that I was booked, that I was actually home, they put that on the back too. Plus the 2 years that I sat, they put that on the back. Yeah.
So you started off a fresh 9. Well, minus the 3.
No,
give you-
5.
Well, yeah, 5 years. But yeah, I guess they
Put
put
9
that.
on the back end because you had 9.5 on the back anyway.
I had 9 on the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, I wouldn't say a fresh 9 though, but yeah. Matter of fact, it might have been. I don't know.
Yeah, because they didn't credit your 7 months and they didn't credit the months in the county, the 20
Yeah.
months. So basically, they didn't give you no street time.
Right.
So everything going, and then that 3 years, you did 3 years, right? You seen
Yeah,
him
the
again.
3 years, yeah. So altogether, the 5, seen them, boom, came back home. I've been home since May of 2020.
So how you don't have like that sitting at 3 years? What was it like now? Because you already transformed, right? You already became a different person, different mindset, different ways of thinking, and then to come back for something you didn't do. Like, how was that 3 years for you? Same thing, or like you still try to get better, still, or did you have a different mindset this time?
All right, so it was rough. That was a rough time. That 5 years was the hardest time that I did. The 9 years, it was a breeze. You know what I'm saying? I was just learning, you know what I mean? Figuring out what I was going to do. Came home, executing all the things I said I was going to do. I did it. Now, the 5 hurt so bad because I wasn't in criminal mode when I went to jail. So that's one thing. The other part of it is my son was born. My mother passed away. So now I'm sitting. You know what I mean? It was rough. You know what I mean? Me and my son, mom, we divorced. So it was just bad.
How do you keep a clear mind going through all that, bro? Like, how did you keep your head up? Like, I'm locked up for something I didn't do when I wasn't conducting no criminal activities. I do 5 years, take my street time away, push my tail end back. I lose my mom. I get a divorce from my wife and my son born when I'm incarcerated for something that I didn't do.
Yeah.
Like,
Trying to deal with.
how did you keep a clear mind and like keep yourself grounded? Like, I'm not gonna be on crash out time, cause your typical person to be like, man, F this.
You want to
Like,
know the truth and the whole truth?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. That's it. Praying.
Okay.
Praying.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, I had to accept my mom dying, you dig me? But the only way that I accept that is the color of a law. It was no other way for me because my mother, she was healthy.
Right.
She didn't do no drugs, no nothing. So the fact that she passed away the way she did, it was like super unexpected, and it happened on her birthday, 5 days before my birthday.
Wow.
My brother, he had a 25-year sentence. Obama pardoned him in January. On his 12th year, he came home the day after my mom's janazah.
Dang.
So all of this stuff was just transpiring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My sister, she was there when that happened with my mom. You know what I mean? Like, she wound up catching pneumonia and it.
Yo, you know what's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I was up Glen Mills doing 14 months, and my mom passed away. I was 16. She was 31 years old.
Damn.
And my sister went in the room wondering why she didn't get up from work, and she, in the midst of her having a heart attack, she found her.
Damn.
Like, having a heart attack. The same thing, kind of, bro. That's crazy, right?
Yo, that was it.
That's crazy,
That's how that
man.
happened. That happened just like that.
Dang, that's wicked,
Yeah.
man. Damn. So where we go from there? You do your 5 years. You home now. You come back home now. Of course, you staying prayed up. What's on your mind now to make money? And I know you're probably thinking like, man, I want to move out the city. All different types of stuff.
Oh man, so all right, mind you, I come home in the midst of COVID.
Okay.
So it's Ramadan of 2020 and it's
Mm-hmm.
COVID. You know what I mean? It was stressful
Right.
because, mind you, it's already stressful, but just because the way they made how the jails was running,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, during COVID. Then I come home, it's Ramadan, so I'm just chilling. I'm just really taking in, you know what I mean? I got my son with me.
Yeah.
He was with me for like the first week I was home, so I was just like real happy with that, you know what I mean? Then I came home May 12th. Ramadan was probably over like 10 days later, 11 days later.
Okay.
The day of the Eid,
Mm-hmm.
took off running.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't stopped since.
What does take off running look for you? Like, you took off running, right? So is that
Yeah.
with business or with work?
Business.
What does that look like?
I mean, can you rephrase that a little bit?
So like, what were your
What was you
actions?
doing?
What was your actions
Oh.
to get this in play? Like,
Oh,
were you
so-
going to gyms? Were you doubling up on your posts on social media? Were you
Yeah.
networking? Like,
Posting, networking, promoting myself.
okay, promote. So basically, you just wanted your brand out there.
Yeah. My little cousin was the first person that hit me. Like, yo, cuz, you want to train me? Can you train me? Yeah. And it literally just went up from there. Like, it just kept going. So, you know what I mean? And then it's me just doing what I was naturally already doing before a camera even got on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like I was already naturally doing all the workouts that people might have previously seen me doing 4 years ago.
You just televising it.
Yeah, now is a camera.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just me being me, and I think that was the most part. I think that was probably the most attractive part to it, just being authentic. Like I wasn't like doing too much. I was just really being myself, and I think that went through. Like that's what people kind of
See, it's different nowadays. With kids growing up, it's like cameras everywhere, and it's like everyone wants a platform, everyone wants to be on camera, and even if no one got nothing going on, it's like they still want to record what they got going on. Video games, they're recording themselves play video games or whatever. Kids doing TikTok dances. To come from an era we came from and then put yourself on camera like that, was that like a... Like, Lil even knows, like...
Yeah, that was hard for me.
It was hard for Lil.
Like, like speaking on camera and stuff, you know, when we was in the streets,
Listen,
it's like
bro.
stay off the camera.
yo.
It's uncomfortable?
It was strange. Like, yo, I could not get through a sentence without fumbling.
What?
Crazy.
You sound like me, bro.
Listen, when I tell you, I didn't get on camera and talk. You never heard me talk. I was just a workout.
Working
boy.
out. Yeah.
When the first time I got in front of the camera, I'm mumbling like crazy, man.
For real, bro.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I get it, cause
Yeah.
bro, I went through it. He kept telling me, bro, you gotta talk on camera. I'm like, come on, bro. You drunk. I'm fumbling on camera. I'm taking me 50 tries to
The
make one
crazy
video.
thing is, you just gotta be yourself. I mean, it's a little hard to be yourself when you know the camera's on you because you get that like nervous feeling. But if you're just yourself, you get to see why I fuck with Lil. I want the whole world to see why I fuck with Lil.
Right.
Because he's just himself and he's a thorough dude. He don't get on camera and act like someone he's not.
Right.
He might not even put his full self out there because he's uncomfortable. But you know, with the way the social media is, you got a bunch of followers and you understand it. I'm sure you probably get a lot of clients from it. Like that's just it. You have to adapt or get lost.
So this is. I had a conversation with somebody, and this would change my whole perspective on being on camera and talking on camera. Right. I used to always fumble on my words because I was just super uncomfortable. I never you know what I mean. We ain't even have like them recording Jones like growing up. Like, you know how people had the home videos? We didn't even have that. So I didn't have no way to get comfortable with a camera being on me. I had a simple conversation and that changed my whole perspective. So somebody asked me one day, he said, yo, what is harder? And I'm like, what's up? He like, talking on camera and making more money probably because of it? Or, you know, feeling like you're not getting further enough with what you're doing and going back the other way. I said, first, ain't nothing gonna get me to go back the other way. You dig me? That's the first thing we're gonna establish. I don't care. I done been through all kinds of stuff since I've been home. I don't care what position I was ever in, yo. I always just made a way. I never committed a crime. I never committed not one crime, and I'm I'm extremely proud of that.
Yeah.
I can walk around. I can genuinely say I am not a criminal with all of my heart and know that that's the fact. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that one question changed my perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's tough. That's tough.
And now it's just natural, I'm sure, right? Like at first it was uncomfortable and you felt like you're being someone you are, but really you're just being yourself, and now the camera's there.
Yeah. Like, yo, you see how I come in, I can talk with y'all. I'm good now. Like, I'm real comfortable with who I am. Like, to the max. So it's to the point where I don't care what room I'm in. Like, yo, I went to a seminar all the way in Iowa. Guess I was recognized first and foremost because I was in a parking lot doing push-ups, right? So when I came in there, everybody like, oh, you was the boy in the parking lot doing the push-ups. So I'm like, yeah, now that's my visibility. Everybody in there dressed down. I'm in there fitness clothes on. You know what I'm saying? But they pointing me out like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to stand out. They're not going to forget you now.
So, no, I was just being myself.
Yeah.
I was just being comfortable with who I was. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why I stood out to them people in there. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I continue to stand out, because I'm going to be me regardless of who in the room. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you see the value of getting on the camera, putting content out there. When did you start seeing that? Like, first off, like the value in it, and then like the return on doing it. Like, how long did it take for you to like start gaining traction, picking up like, all right, this is starting to pay off?
Yeah. All right, so the traction kind of start immediately. You know what I mean? It just all depends on what your subject topic is, like what you talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're talking about something that everybody can relate to or people was thinking that didn't probably want to say, you know what I mean? I remember saying, you know, I remember basically in the summertime that just passed, I had this joint where I was asked a question like, yo, I forgot what the question was, but my answer was, yo, I can't, if I'm dealing with a woman and I can't tell her, I'm married, but I just wanted to say, like, if I'm dealing with a woman and I can't tell her, yo, you gaining weight, you without feeling comfortable with saying that or whatever, that one, like, that was just a good example though. You dig me? But I just feel like people won't say that all the time.
Yeah.
But it's the reality. Like, yo, I met you this way, you can't become this way.
Yeah. That's what attracted me to you. Now you're starting to lose it. Because it's an uncomfortable thing to say to a person. But that people think it.
But what's more uncomfortable? You saying it and not saying nothing? Or you saying it?
Well, if it's one uncomfortable one time when you say it, every time, day and day and day after day, it's like, this ain't the person that,
Right.
Dang, it's just funny that he brought up that scenario, because I went through that last night with my folks. I'm like, man, you heavy laying on me, and took offense to that whole argument.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well,
dang.
while we're on the topic, I've been meaning to say this ain't SCI Forest, Lil. This ain't treadmill, Lil.
Yeah, he's a nut.
He used to be on the treadmill for 45 minutes.
Yeah, I know, man. I slowed down. I came home and ate everything on the commercial that I seen, and I couldn't get up far. For real, man.
So what exactly do you do now? Like, what is your business, and how do you help these individuals to come to you?
I coach people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I coach people on how to work out, how to eat, positive mindset. You know what I mean? I got an app where there's a community inside of there. We all just putting positive affirmations in there day by day. We posting our workouts, not really posting the actual workout, but just the proof. As far as just like, it could be a picture, or it could just be you jumping on that joint like, yo, it was hard, but I did it. I got through it. You know what I mean? And just daily encouragement. And that's what I want to continue to push. So it's like, all right, we're going to start it from the beginners. I always say the world is my gym, because I'm a calisthenic dude. Like, I don't care about weights and all of that kind of stuff too much. But, that's how I started. As far as just all body weight work.
Working with what you got.
Yeah.
Because upstate they didn't have, in Forest they didn't have free weights.
Right. So that's why I started promoting, so it starts from, it's January challenge, all body weight work. You can do it wherever, whenever. You know what I mean? Then we gonna move to light weights, 5-pound dumbbells, resistant bands, all that kind of stuff. Just to, just because, we building the confidence first. We got to build that foundation.
Yeah.
After we build that foundation, now we looking forward to building the definition. And what's the definition? You know what I mean? Whatever your definition is of how you want yourself to look.
Right.
So basically, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just helping people build not only their bodies, but I think it just do something extremely to your confidence.
Yeah. It does something to your mindset too.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. The mindset is the
be,
first thing that transforms.
If you could be committed to something, it's like, what else can I do if I'm committed? So, how many people are in that community?
Oh, it's a lot of people in the community right now.
Yeah.
I don't know the count exactly, but it's just going up and up more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a blessing, you know what I mean?
You still selling t-shirts?
Yeah, I still got t-shirts, sweatshirts. I got merchandise. I got, resistant bands. I got ab wheel rollers. I got gym bags.
Oh, I seen you, your one video, you were spray painting it. Was that your...
Yeah, that was my old gym.
It was your old gym?
Yeah.
So you got a new gym now, I'm sure, right?
No, so right now I'm chilling until I want a building. I don't want a space inside of somebody else.
Okay, you want your own building?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
So you gained all your traction from speaking on camera, social media after you went
Word of mouth, probably.
Showcasing. I mean, I wouldn't say showcasing, but just being myself, of course. But I would say I got my first 100,000 followers just by a workout. It was a workout. You know what I'm saying? Like just working out. Just putting up my workouts. Because I was doing, I wouldn't say extreme, but I was doing some would say extreme things. But this one video that I had, right, where it was a tire. I had a tire, boom, and I'm swinging that joint, and I'm back up against the wall, and I'm hitting it up against the wall. Boom, boom. Then I just throw it. And I had a mask on. And at the time, Rip Right from New York, Brooklyn. Rip Right.
Right.
Yeah. He had put up this audio where it was Bane from Batman.
Okay.
And he was saying darkness or whatever he was saying. That one audio, I put it on that audio and it just went up.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So from there, I just kept going. Like I was already doing good with the followers and all that, but that just took me over the top. Like that was like 3 years ago coming on, 2 years ago. Yeah, damn near 3 years ago where I got the first 100,000 followers. 2 years, something like that. But either way, it just kept on going. It just ain't never stopped. I got stuck at first for a minute.
Yeah.
It was like they was just blocking me out the algorithm, and then it just picked back up. And it just keep on going.
Consistency.
Consistency is all you really need to do with social media, but you got to add value to people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything that you post, or it ain't got to be everything. You could post whatever, but you just got to post things that's adding value to other people's lives and not just yours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, you teaching people. Teaching people on social media can help you make money, but it's also building your audience.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not only teaching people, shock value. Things that people might see and be like, oh, that was great, or whatever.
Yeah.
Shock value help you build your audience, as well as, I want to say, so you got the teaching aspect, the shock value aspect, and just being good at what you do.
Okay. So you went through the darkest part of your journey, man, doing that last bit. And I don't know, I would say just from hearing your story, I don't know, but this is probably the brightest part of your story right now, bro. You doing everything legally. You with your family, you got married. What's some advice you would give to somebody? Of course you said God. What's some other advice you think that you can give to people to just keep them mentally stable going through this, might be the darkest part of their journey, like some drastic things in their life that they can overcome?
Stay patient and keep working, because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? It literally can change in one day, just from you putting in work for years. One day can change everything.
Right.
Being out there, just meeting people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of move like a ghost. Like, you might see me on Instagram, but it's rare where people really see me in person, unless they training with me. You know what I'm saying? But now I gotta open up that door. That's one of the things that I'm missing right now. It's like not not going to places enough. Like I was supposed to be at the Love Joint, the lockdown joint or whatever. I don't know what happened. I tried to sign up, it ain't worked the first time, and I didn't try again.
Dang.
I forgot how it happened. Whatever happened, I didn't go back in there and do it. But just moving around, you know what I'm saying? I started doing free classes at the Masjid on 4700 Walusin Avenue.
Okay.
Just being more in plain sight. Networking with different people. Yeah.
Okay.
So with your platform and what you're doing now, it seems like you're doing some remote stuff where people can just like maybe do online training. So you have clients all over the world, all over the country, or?
I got clients all over the world, man, and
tough,
it still blow my mind to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
The power of the internet, right?
Yeah, the power of the internet, the power of impact, the power of just putting your all into something. Like I put blood, sweat, and tears in this, man. I make it look easy.
Yeah.
But I've been through everything you can go through when it comes to this stuff. And that's how I started learning. You know what I'm saying? All right, boom. I had 3 gyms. I got my first gym 4 months after I came home. Boom. Then I got another one. Then the other one that I got. Boom. The last one that I had was on Talcahuano Ave, on Talcahuano Street. Long story short, with that, boom, I wanted to do something different. I didn't learn financial literacy yet. So I might make $3,000 in a day. You know what I'm saying? Just based off of clients. And then I don't know what to do with this money. It's coming fast, so you know how that go. You know what I mean? Like, all right, cool, it's gonna come right back in.
Yeah.
So I didn't build my credit yet. I wasn't doing a lot of things, man. And this is what I would say to any trainer or any entrepreneur in general, man. If you got a business, right? And that businesses got down seasons. So with these down seasons, you gotta understand that you gotta have credit. You gotta have something that's gonna hold you down until you start making money again. Otherwise, you know what I mean? So you gotta learn financial literacy. You gotta learn how to build your credit. You gotta learn what not to do. And you also, all the time, you gotta look at credit as you're paying yourself. So if you come across a credit bill, pay it. Because guess what? You paying yourself. You still got access to that money. But if you don't, you burning yourself and you burning your bridges. So, you know what I mean? Like if you
Good
ever
advice.
come across a situation where you got credit and there's a credit bill coming up, pay that. Because you can spend it right again, immediately. You know, as long as you don't have a late payment on your joint, you good. So, you know what I mean? I feel like that people really need to know that, entrepreneurs that's saying, yo, I want to go full time with this. That got me through some rough times and some rough patches when it came to
Cash flow.
the down season.
Cash flow.
Yeah,
'Cause cash is always going to flow.
exactly.
It's like I really see it as like keep investing into yourself.
Facts.
So if you have a business, you learn how to run a business, but did you learn about credit? Did you learn about finances? Did you learn about diversifying? Maybe you might be
Right.
doing this over here, but all right, when this
Delegating.
gets slow, I'm going to start doing this. You know, I might do the sell my supplements and my T-shirts here, but then, the clients are going to pick back up January because I know everyone's trying to, the new year, new me thing.
Right.
So,
Man, listen, that's why I loved it, that gym, but I don't miss it. Because my time went into it. Now I got time to learn, and my business is remote. You know what I'm saying? I could do in person if I want to. I can do online if I want to. I got clients all over, man. I got clients that became trainers. And then I teach them how to do their online stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, business turn into more business.
And there's no
But
overhead,
information
right?
is no overhead.
Yeah.
Now, information is the key to surviving inside a business. So if you got information, you good. That's the point of going to them seminars. That's the point of networking. And that's the point of saying, all right, the front end of the business is cool, but what the heck is the back end? Like,
Right.
what do I do to promote myself? What is marketing? You know what I'm saying? What is email marketing? What is SMS, text message marketing? What is
Branding.
something that's going to keep me on the people's minds if they don't get on social media today?
Right.
If they don't get on social media today, I have no way of reaching them other than when they
Fridge
was on
magnet.
social media.
put that right on the fridge magnet. Boom.
Right.
And so every time with a calendar.
So that's why it's things called lead magnets. I mean, that's why you collecting people emails and stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I do. So I have a renovation company, and one thing, even if the lead comes in and it don't get converted into a job, we want their email, their information, because it might not be the time right now for them. 6 months we could reach back out with an email, or we could send out door hangers and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely levels of business.
Man.
It's just not going to start and get an LLC and put out the $600. It's more to it if you really want to be successful.
Yeah, you really got to take your time and sit down, man. I sat down, man. I ain't had nothing. Like, nothing. I ain't had nothing. I was in credit debt. You know, I ain't never had a late payment. You know what I mean? My car note was never late or none of that. But I ain't had nothing but time. And that helped me more than having some money with no time did.
Okay.
That makes sense to
Yeah,
you?
absolutely.
Like,
You can't invest in learning without time, because you need to have time to learn.
Exactly.
But if you have money, I don't need my time right now because I got money.
right. Yeah.
So Streets of Success, right? You're a perfect example, bro. When I seen your page, I was like, we got to get them on. So define success. What does success look like to you, and what does it mean to you?
Taking care of my family. Doing what I need to do as a man. Responsibilities is successful. Knowing that I'm responsible is my success, and I'm only going to keep going up because I'm responsible. Irresponsible people are never going to be successful. Now, they might come across money, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? They're irresponsible. They're going to lose it. Don't worry about
Like
that.
people that hit the lottery.
Yeah. Being responsible is my definition of success, and being patient and knowing that whatever I want is coming as long as I keep on going.
Dang. That's tough, man. So where you see yourself at in 5 years?
Oh man, I see myself where I see myself at in 5 years is probably living in Florida and running a remote business all over the world, or wherever I'm doing or wherever I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Having locations in different places, and basically just making sure that I'm delegating, making sure that you know, staying on top of my game and learning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being a good leader, teaching what
Exactly.
you already know, like you said you do.
Right.
How can the people find you? Like any of the audience that's listening, how can they find you? What's Instagram, TikTok, email?
Yeah, well, I'm Russ_B1 on Instagram, Russ__B1 on TikTok. My email is coachruss@gmail.com, because that's the easier one. Or you can do Russell@triumphantuniversity.com. That's spelled a little different, so, you know. But either way, I got a YouTube at Russ B1. You know, call me, text me, 267-269-0325.
Yeah. And you got different packages, different programs, different things for different people, right? As far as like whatever their goals are, you can help them with.
Yeah,
So
because
we need to sit down and talk with my John, man,
Let's
because
get
I
it.
need to figure out.
let's get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You got nothing. You can lose it. You need a diet, bro. I'm not one to talk, but
Bro,
that's
I
what it
didn't
comes
wanna
down to,
say
right?
that, bro.
That's what a lot of
Diet, yeah.
what you're eating, what you put
But
in your
every
body.
time we're around each other, bro, come on, let's
He
go
about
get
to-
something to eat from somewhere.
He about to order some food.
And he about to eat with him.
Then we got another guest coming on. Russ, I appreciate you coming, bro. Perfect prototype for this podcast.
Absolutely.
We're gonna drop this next week. Streets of Success.
Streets of
No
success.
doubt.